today? How we doing? How's everybody doing? I hope you guys are doing good. We just had the Xbox live presentation. The game show I thought was just absolutely horrendous. All that time waiting for we got gameplay of like two decent looking games. Presentation. And this was Xbox's time to shine, but we're going to talk about it as we play. Going to let some more people get in here. How's your day going? Dark Souls 3. I'm about 8 hours into the game. It's a good game. Good game so far. Not sure if I'm completely sold on it just yet. I mean, I am, but it's just, you know, the problem with these games is that when you start off, it's just really annoying because of how low of a level you are, everything like that. Just really more annoying than anything. But yeah, we're here. What did you guys think of the Xbox presentation? We saw Starfield. We finally saw some gameplay of Starfield. I'm gonna rewatch the trailers. Gonna rewatch them in 4K and everything, so I could see them in their full quality. But yeah, Starfield. And then we did see Diablo 4. That was a highlight. And I guess Forza Motorsport if you're into that kind of game. And that's about it. We didn't see what Kojima's game is. And then the team that's making that Wolong, the people who made Neo, we didn't see any gameplay of that. You know, that could have been kind of interesting, but yeah, basically 2 or 3 good games and an hour and a half of dog shit. Whereas Sony gave you half an hour of mostly great games. Even the games that weren't, you know, the bangers of Sony's presentation, was still an entertaining show. Like 80% of them were bangers. In 30 minutes. This game is definitely faster and more aggressive than like Bloodborne or Elden Ring. Meaning like the enemies are just like vicious and why does that guy keep running towards the fog wall every time you die? Yo, what's up red hair? How we doing? Welcome to the channel if you're just coming in, and welcome back. I stopped streaming for a while. My last stream of Elden Ring kind of flopped because that was the day when YouTube was automatically privating videos because their system was messed up, and it kind of discouraged me from streaming. But I might get back on there. But yeah, we're on Dark Souls 3 now. This will be the last Souls game I play for the current ones that are out. I'm not going to play these. Absolutely not. What I don't get is sometimes these guys are fighting you and then some of you come in and fight the boss. Oh, I see. When he comes back to light to fight the boss. What's up to Max? Oh, the game's loud. My mic is too quiet, in other words. Damn. Oh yeah, that shield attack takes that. Alright, let me go into these audio settings. Alright, how's this? I was using a different mic last time. How's this sounded? I got it. I turned it all the way up. Test, test, test. How we sounded. Yeah, depending on the mic, sometimes I need to have it all the way, like almost completely down, and then sometimes I need to have it turned all the way up. Yeah, this game is definitely going a step backwards from the other Souls games I've been playing. Ah, man. got nothing to say to that. Yeah, I've been playing Sekiro. Sekiro is definitely one of the hardest games out there. Like, I'm on my second playthrough. I'm about to beat the second playthrough, and because I want to do like different endings, and then there's still another ending, and like some more bosses, and then there's 2 difficulty debuffs you can apply, and I have one of them on. Like, it doesn't get harder than Sekiro. It's the only From Software game that has any real story. Elden Ring is just a bunch of lore. Like, that's not really a story. When the story of the game pretty much happened before the game started, and all you've got to go by is some item descriptions and characters just standing there saying some dialogue, it's not really a story. I mean, it's great lore and backstory. But yeah. Your biggest problem in these types of games is that dude just keeps running towards the fog wall every time. I wonder if he actually runs out. But yeah, your biggest problem is definitely low level and just lack of capabilities. I'm not really sure how far I'm going to get in this game. How'd you guys like the Xbox presentation? We saw like 2 decent games in Starfield and Diablo 4, which was a pleasant surprise, and then Forza Motorsport, I guess. We didn't see Kojima's game. We didn't see any gameplay from Wolong, people who did Neo. I thought I was kind of interested in that. And then what about all the other games they're working on. They've been quiet for so long. Xbox has really been quiet since like the presentation last year they did. Last year's presentation, or the year before, whenever it was way better. 8 out of 10, they showed you several games that looked fun. Man, all that was some Game Pass trash. And this is why Sony makes you pay for everything, like full price. Like that Last of Us remake, even though that is kind of bullshit to pay $70 for, or Demon's Souls, I wanted to check that out. That's still $70, and that's just like a remake, or even like a high remaster, you could say. You know what I mean? It's not like a fully built. I guess it's built from the ground up, but whatever. Like they're not putting anything on Plus. They're not putting anything good or new. You know, huge discounts and all that, or anything. And the result is that you're getting great games. But yeah, I hope that Wolong won't be like Neo 3. Neo is super overrated. People say it's underrated. It's overrated. Like, it's okay. It's good. It's like a 7. I played like 60 hours, 50 or 60 hours. I got to the 4th region. I'm good. It gets old to like, all you do in that game, it's like, it's just too much fiddling around with scrolls and Onmyo magic and a whole bunch of stuff. Like, I'll look at gameplay and people have like 30 scrolls they constantly keep putting on in order to make it work, the game like work correctly. Gotta have all these scrolls, Onmyo magic. In order to be successful in the game. I want a game that's just about the skill and where you can just kind of get into the gameplay and not have to tinker around with all this other shit. I hope they make a departure from Neo. And then Neo, it doesn't look that good. It looks like a 360 game that's been remastered. It's choppy. It's kind of clunky. And Neo's not a bad game. It's alright. It's just, it's extremely video gamey. It's like some old arcade game that got put on a newer system or something. It's okay. And then Kojima just showed up to say, "I'm making a game with Xbox." Didn't show anything about what it was. I don't think that's his next game. I think he just put that announcement out there because the way he worded it, it sounded like he just started working on it. Like he just started a partnership with Xbox. He says it's a new IP basically. And then Death Stranding 2 is also in development apparently. Yeah, I don't think that's even his next game. It's just somewhere out there way off in the future. Fuck. Yeah, at least Sony actually delivers. Like, they had a great presentation in 30 minutes. Theirs was better than Xbox's was in an hour and a half. And where are all the games that Xbox is working on? They got all these studios. We didn't see Hellblade 2. Like, they already showed gameplay, and then now they don't show anything. Or all the games that we got CG trailers of. Perfect Dark and Fable, the next Fable game. I heard that might be in trouble. Like the games they showed off last year or in 2020. Those were better presentations, and we didn't see the games that were there. Like, they didn't show the games that they showed off back then. So, like, where'd they all go? What about Atomic Heart? Or, or Project Eve? That was I forget which show that was. I think that was PlayStation. Like, where are the games that have already been announced? Like, they don't have any kind of follow-up or anything? your biggest problem in these games is just low level. Like, RPGs are shitty at the beginning and then gradually get better. Or at least that's what these Souls games are. Now, Sekiro is the opposite, and that's why Sekiro is more of an action-adventure game. I think it's their best game. So, like, all my favorite games, they start off great right away. You don't have to wait all this time to level up and everything. And then the fall damage in this game is just crazy. Like, how short of a drop you can survive, or like how easily you take fall damage. You just play like for so long getting souls, and then you just lose them all. Just all for nothing. I hate how enemies can hurt you through the fog wall. I think that's just stupid. Come on, where's my backup at? Where's that other dude? So he's an enemy to me and the other guy. Got my shield buff on here. Biggest problem is that I'm always out of stamina. I wonder if I should try some sorcery. What's up, Silo King? What do I think of the Xbox showcase? Terrible. We saw a gameplay of 3 noteworthy games. Saw Starfield, Diablo 4, and Forza Motorsport, which I don't care about, but it looked like a cool racing simulator. Didn't see Kojima's game. All he said was, I'm working on a new game with Xbox. Probably not even going to be his next game, somewhere way out in the future. Didn't see anything from Wojong or whatever. Spiritual successor to a Neo, I guess. I'm hoping it won't be like Neo. Unbelievably bad. I really did not expect it to be that bad. If it was at least as good as like it was last year or 2020, they did pretty good. You know, at least it was entertaining and they had some decent games. No Hellblade 2. All those multitude of games that they're working on. Didn't see any of that. Xbox has been really... They've been quiet since last year's showcase. This was their big chance to really show something. This was their opportunity, and they definitely dropped the ball. Like, they didn't have anything to show. Like, after a year of being quiet, after a year of not really releasing anything notable except for Forza Horizon 5 or Halo Infinite, after like nothing really going on with them showing anything off, like they didn't have anything to show. Like, they could have done first party, and Sony didn't even do their first party games. Like, when Sony does another presentation in a couple months probably, or whenever they're going to do it, and they show off God of War, you know, maybe Spider-Man 2 possibly, that's coming up next year. You know, who knows, Naughty Dog's probably going to be ready to show something off. Apparently they're working on a couple games. And whatever else they got, you know, PlayStation is just blowing Xbox away. But they don't have to be. You know, that's not a good sign when one is just blowing the competition away. Like, it's good that one of them is bringing it, but the fact that the other side is just getting dominated, it's never a good sign. Xbox should have enough going for them to compete. They're losing all this money on Game Pass at the expense of, apparently, a good service that's going to provide good games, even though Microsoft is taking the hit on it. But now, it looks like we have it looks like it's not paying off. The idea is that Microsoft is just taking this loss on the profits of the games, and is just gonna suck it up for the gamers. Games can come to Game Pass, but the way it's looking is that we're getting a service that has free trash games based on this presentation. Do I care about the most overrated JRPG of all time, Persona? I mean, by JRPG standards, Persona is a big game. By JRPG standards, that is. And Persona 5 is an amazing game. I just started playing as Royal. Every time I would bring up Persona 5, all anyone would say is that I should play Royal, so I just said screw it and just bought it. Yeah, that's going to be a fun game to go through again. Xbox is trying to make a splash in the Asian market and trying to make a presence in Japan. So anything to bolster Xbox's success is a good thing. You know, they're trying to get some more attention from the Japanese market. So more variety is always good. As far as the older Personas, I really don't care about those. I tried 3. It just doesn't compare to 5. 5 is just so accessible, so smooth. I think a lot of those JRPGs I think that's kind of a genre. For the most part, that's a genre that's been for Japan only. You know, like Final Fantasy, up until maybe the 360. Final Fantasy I always saw as a weird game that's really for Japanese people. tried to play some of the older ones. Just no way I'm getting into those. Couldn't do it. I played a little bit of 12. I played through the early game of 12, I guess. But yeah, I need something more playable. And that JRPG genre, that's always been a weird genre up until recently. Up until the newest Personas and Final Fantasy. Yeah, the last couple of years, Xbox had a better presentation. I'm just wondering where all those games went that they're working on. And like I said, this was first party, third party. This was everything Xbox had. You know, this was their big show. They didn't have any kind of limitations where it was only, you know, like third party partners like PlayStation's. They had their Xbox game studios. They had everything they could have chosen from. Like, imagine if Sony did one and they showed off their first party games like they did last summer, I think, is when they had that huge event, and that thing took over Twitter. When they showed off God of War, Spider-Man, and, you know, Wolverine. But it doesn't have to be like that. It shouldn't be like that. Xbox should have enough going for it to compete. Yeah, that Game Pass effect is definitely real. And you get a bunch of games for free that you don't even want. I mean, there's going to be a few highlights in there, like hopefully Call of Duty. I'm wondering when that Xbox deal is going to finalize. I want to play the newer Modern Warfare before Modern Warfare 2 comes out. I'm definitely not paying for it. I mean, there's going to be some highlights here or there for sure. You know, at least you know whatever does drop is going to be free. I think there's a couple coming out over the summer. I feel like everything PlayStation shows off is like meaningful. Like everything PlayStation shows off, you can tell they really care about it. You know, they don't put their name behind anything that they just, you know, and then just throw it into the bargain bin. Xbox is just throwing a whole bunch of fodder into the pile. I'll wait for backup to get here. Do we have it on this phase? Welcome in, people. If you're just getting here, we're playing Dark Souls 3 on PS5. And I paid full price for this, and then it went on sale. But you just never know when a sale is going to happen, so a lot of times there's nothing you can really do about that. I'm going to try using this other sword. Man, this shield buff takes so long to apply. This sword is just gonna get me killed. I'll be right back, guys. Alright, I'm back. The problem with these big swords is that they're just so slow that you can't even get a hit in without getting interrupted. lot of stamina. And the other sword has frostbite. Yeah, this sword is definitely not as effective. Hey, what's up, King Thunder? I bought the DLC for Bloodborne, and I didn't play it very much. I played like 5 minutes, and I was like, yeah, I'm good. Like, I need there to be a reason for me to play these games, like some kind of story to play through or something. Yeah, it's going good, dude. Just trying to play Dark Souls 3. This is a game where you're kind of just beating your head against the wall. You definitely don't have the freedom of like Elden Ring or anything. My biggest problem is low stamina. too hard for you to play through. Yeah, it's just annoying. These RPGs, they can be like so shitty in the early game. Yeah, but if you want to play a hard game, it doesn't get any harder than Sekiro. Like Sekiro is more about the skill and just learning the enemy's movements. These games are just about soaking up a bunch of damage. It's like you just make no progress. So, yeah, I'm gonna leave it here for now. I don't really feel like playing this game anymore at the moment. Kind of a short stream, but yeah. Thanks for coming. Shout out to the viewers. And if you like the video, go ahead and let me know by hitting the like button so we can do this some more. And